Okay, so this is part 43 of my community site series, and what we're going to be working on now is the videos page itself. Now, during the intermission between filming this part 43, and filming 42, I've added every single one of my YouTube videos, well, at least the tutorial ones, into the database using the add videos form. And they're all in the database. So what we're going to work on now is our videos page itself. So, yeah. So I've got the videos page open right here. And later on, we're going to set it up that once a user is viewing the video itself, and the individual video page, what we're going to do is we're going to dynamically get the title from the database and then store it and show it. So, in our PHP code block here, we need to connect to our database. So, put in our location of our scripts file. So, in our scripts folder, or our connect file, sorry. So, our connect file, right there. And then I'm just going to go ahead and close the connection. So in between these, I'm actually going to get rid of these extra spaces. So in here, we're going to put in an if statement, and we're going to say if $getID, and then we're going to put in our brackets, and then we're going to have an else that will have brackets as well. Alright, so above this, after our require, we're going to put in, actually, no, we're not going to do it right here. What we're going to do is, up here at the top where we have our title, we're going to put in a getID variable, and it's going to use the get method, and we're going to get the ID from the URL. And the reason I'm putting it up here is because later on, we're going to use that to dynamically get the title of the video, and then which we will add to the title of the page itself. So if getID is present, then we're going to do this, but if it's not, we're going to do this. So inside of here, what we want to do is create our query. So MySQL underscore query. And what our query, is going to be is select all from, and the database name is videos, order by ID, and then DESC, so descending, and then we're going to have numRows equals MySQL underscore num underscore rows, and then inside of which we have our query. And then we're just going to have the standard if statement that we always use. So if numRows is greater than 0, which means essentially if there is any, or if there are any videos in the database. But if there isn't, we're going to echo there currently are no videos. So just like that, and then inside of this if statement we're going to have a while loop, and we're going to have our row variable, and it's going to be equal to MySQL underscore fetch underscore assoc. So we are going to put in a query in there. So what this is going to do is it's going to allow us to get every single bit of information that our query gets, and because of how our query is set up, it'll get every single bit of information in our database table for our videos. So now it's just a matter of storing each one into a variable. So similar to the post and get, we're using it set up like this. So if we open up this, we have ID, user underscore name. So it's 3, 4, we had 10, that's right. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause and put all this info in. Okay, so now that all of these are set, I realized something, and we didn't put in a field in the database table to account for views. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate the comments line and set it equal to views, and I'm going to come back into our database. I'm going to go, you want to click on structure, and I'm going to add one after video ID, so it'll be in between video ID and comments. Videos, we want it named views, and it's going to be set to a big int. We can go ahead and click save, and then if we go click on structure, we now have views right above comments. Now you want to be very careful with that, because we need to go back to our add videos page, and we need to update our query so that it inserts a value for it so it doesn't mess up our database. So after video ID, we have just 0 for views. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload that. Okay, so that'll fix that problem. So now we have our views. So, back to our videos page. After we've gotten all of our information, we pretty much just want to put everything in an echo statement. Now, there's a couple of ways we can do this. How we're going to do this is, I'm going to create a table above the while loop, and the reason I'm going to create a table is to keep everything nice and organized and formatted well. So I'm just going to put table tags up there, and after our while loop I'm going to put end table tags. So when we echo, we're going to have a tr, so we're going to have a row, and within that row we're going to have a column. So our column is going to start out with the user underscore name, and it's going to be a link, so we're going to put in our anchor tags, and it's going to go to our site / profile $ID equals $, user underscore ID. Make sure you have the underscore in there or problems will occur. So that'll give us a link to the user who posted said video, just like that. And then we're going to create another column, and this one is going to contain the category, and later on we might make that a link to maybe browse all categories in the PHP and MySQL. But we'll figure that out later. And after category, we will have, let's go with date. Yeah, that'll work. So we're in date, and after date we're going to have our title, and that's pretty much all we're going to display. Now we're going to make the title an anchor tag, and we're going to say ahref equals $site / videos $ID equals, and this is going to be our ID variable right there. So some of the stuff we're not even using yet, which is fine because we're not really going to need it. I suppose if you wanted, you could put a views to display the views, and we might do that later. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload the videos page, and I'm going to refresh. So you can see everything here is displayed. These are all 100 or so videos that I've added. 118 videos that I've added. These are all my videos and everything. But you can see that these aren't really formatted nicely, I guess. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause and figure out how I want to style them. Okay, so I've kind of decided how I'm going to do this. what I've done is I've removed the code for the table, the echo for the table, and the end table, and I've put in this code in here. So what this if statement is saying is if the length of the description is larger than or equal to 150 characters, then we're gonna make the description 150 characters, and then we are also going to add on 3 dots to it. So it'll just add 3 dots to the end of it, and then we're just echoing out some classes which I have yet to create. And our first class is going to have our title, and then our second one is going to contain like our info and everything. It's going to have description and some other things, but for now it just has the description. So I've already uploaded the file, and this is what it looks like right now. And the reason is because we haven't, or I haven't created the styles for it. So that's why it does that. Now I'm gonna add one more style in here. Let's say div class equals image, and then I'm gonna end the div. And inside of here, we're gonna have a link. So a and anchor tags a href equals $site slash videos !id equals id, and inside of here we're gonna have image tags. So go ahead and end it img src equals. Now this the source of our image is going to be the location of the image on YouTube. So yeah, so I'm gonna paste in this link. So this link right here from the HTTP to the JPG extension, that's the link for the videos. Now right here is the video ID, so we just want to put in our video ID tags, and if I re-upload and refresh, we'll now have a bunch of images being displayed. Now obviously there's way too many per page, but we'll get to that later. So we're getting all that, and I'm going to size this down by about half, so it's going to be half the size. We're going to have the title up here next to it, and we're going to have, we're going to have the description below the title, and we're going to have some info in there. So let's go back up to the top. So what we're going to do is I have the CSS file open here, and I've already started this. This is going to be the setup for the videos section. So yeah, so we're using a period because that's going to say it's a class right there. These are all IDs. We're inside of the left content inside of the wrapper, and we're using the class of videos. Now, for now, we're not going to style that class particularly, but we're going to start with the image, and we're going to say float left. Actually, in the videos, we're going to say clear both, and we might get rid of that later. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to rename this to info, and I'm going to change the float to right, and I'm going to go back into the videos page, and where we have our class of title, I'm going to put in another class, div class equals info, and I'm going to end the div. I'm going to indent all of this. So our info is going to contain our title, description, and everything like that. So if we go ahead and upload and refresh the page, oops, something's not right. Okay, okay, so I think I know what it is. If we go to our CSS file, what we need to do is we need to set a width, or not a width, we need to get rid of this clear, the clear value, and we're going to upload our main file again. And if we refresh, okay, so I'm going to end this video here. In the next video we will continue on.